Welcome to another Pritchard Day. This one's kind of exciting.
Wait.
You know why?
Do we bastard them again?
No. No, this time we bastard the person who created the whiskey. You recognize this photo?
It's a little bit of the Bob Dylan.
Yeah! Bob Dylan, you magnificent bastard. This is the Bob Dylan whiskey.
So I've heard of this being worked on for a while. How much or little did the Bob Dylan have in this program?
Here's what I'll tell you, is from what they told me, a lot of people like to shit on these as vanity projects.
Ooh.
But that assumes that the person... Okay, so this is like sourcing, where the problem is with lying, right?
Yeah.
A vanity project that sucks is when someone just slaps their famous name onto a product because they're famous and they're hoping they can bring money to it.
Right.
Right. Now, then there are famous people who it turns out like whiskey. Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, if you as a company are working with that person and they say, you know what, I want to create a whiskey that I love and I enjoy, and I want to work with people I trust on sourcing the product because I'm already a full-time musician, don't have time to become a full-time distiller. Bob Dylan was involved in choosing things. He had a name for a whiskey for a long time. He wanted to use it. They went through all these processes. He was absolutely involved in the process.
I'm getting pear and tangerine.
Yeah, did he run a still? No, of course not, right? This is a sourced rye.
Pear and tangerine.
But they took this rye. This is going to interest you here.
Light and fresh.
They took this rye, which was, I can't remember how old it was.
46%.
And it doesn't have an age statement.
So no age statement on the Bob Dylan.
No, at least on the rye.
Okay.
There's another one we're going to do tomorrow. But they finished them in oak barrels that used to hold tobacco.
Oh, wait.
In France.
And this?
Yeah.
Okay, tobacco.
Tobacco barrels.
Because I'm getting, on the top notes, I'm getting like a pear and a tangerine, like a citrus type of note. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to put a pin in what the lower, more
dense notes, dark musty note.
Yeah, and you said tobacco.
Yeah, cigars. Cigar tobacco.
Man, I'm not getting what I would say as cigar tobacco, but...
Oh, try it though. It's got this hint of real 100% maple syrup at the end of it.
Ooh. That is interesting.
Oh, isn't that cool? He did such a good job. I'm not normally a rye guy. This is up there with the Angel's Envy rye for me, where it's an atypical rye.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's a rye finished in something.
This is not, so typical rye notes, you're going to get black licorice, the anise. Some people get dill, like dill pickle.
And I do get the spicy notes from a rye.
Yes, it's spicy, but it's not. Every once in a while I get the one rye note I like is the eucalyptus note.
Yeah. That's not really in here.
No, it's not really there. But I'm getting the rye spice, but with still a little bit of citrus. The pear is not on the taste room anymore. Fine, we'll call it tobacco, but...
Oh, that's so good.
It's got a lot of going on. This is not a one-note rye at all. Nick Dondarian, as the summer rolls around... Oh, by the way, just a quick thing. This is a new episode. I mentioned it in yesterday's episode. My hair is kind of glorious because the community stepped
really
up for a thing that we're doing, and they have haircuts as a reward, and this is the latest haircut if you want to see where the haircut originated from. It's this video up here. Now, Nick Dondarian says, as the summer rolls around and warmer weather begins to creep in, what do you think are some go-to summer whiskeys? Man...
Yeah.
So
I like whiskey on the rocks, but here's the weird thing. I'm a Scotch guy.
Right.
We all know this.
Right.
But when I drink whiskey on the rocks, it is 90% of the time it is bourbon. Because in my opinion, bourbon stands up to ice better than most Scotch does.
Yeah. Can I tell you this? I haven't told you this. I haven't verbalized this. In terms
Do we need like a little screen or a curtain?
Summer really hits the whiskey drinking pretty hard.
Yeah.
It does.
It really does.
During the hot summer months, people, unless you're like hardcore and amazing, a magnificent bastard, a lot of people are going for like the clears.
It's about the only time I'll drink a cocktail.
The ice cold beer, the cocktails, the colder stuff.
Yeah.
And it's only the most magnificent whiskey drinkers that will go through a summer drinking whiskey for
And room temperature.
Neat room temperature for one very simple reason. Whiskey often has a warming effect.
Yeah.
So the summer months are hard months for a lot of whiskey drinkers.
I'll tell you, I do love a good gin and tonic. And I do love a good martini, ice cold. As a matter of fact, I'll actually make a martini, a classic martini, and then I'll pour it on the rocks and drink it from a rocks glass with olives in a bowl. And that's just, that's a good day.
My go-to whiskey on the rocks, just the cheap background thing, it's a Bullet Bourbon.
Yeah, it's kind of an easy one, isn't it?
Yeah, it stands up to the ice nicely. Yeah. Nathan Quinn, hey Daniel, why have you not had Chivas Regal on the show? Have we not?
I think we did an A/B comparison with it with stuff.
Along with Johnny Walker, here in Australia, it's the most recognized and the most used scotches.
Yeah.
It is literally everywhere. Is it not coming in the U.S.? Rex is a beautiful creature, is the P.S. Thank you, Nathan. I feel beautiful.
Dude, I'm fine with Chivas. It's as good as any basic blended scotch.
But apparently they have
amazing
presence in Australia.
They do. They have an amazing presence worldwide. Chivas does. It's just one of those classic, like Johnny Walker, let's request a good blended scotch. And we will absolutely review that.
So the longer I drink this, the more well-rounded it gets.
Yeah, but the drier my aftertaste is getting.
Yeah, it's a dry aftertaste. It's not overly sweet, but I still get a really robust citrus note. And then, am I getting caramel out of this?
That's what this tastes like. You're right with the citrus note. This is like an instant Manhattan. It's got notes of a Manhattan where you squeeze the orange. And the bitters are in it.
Sure.
And
which is interesting because I don't really go for rye made from Manhattan or Manhattan's made from rye.
Yeah, I usually prefer the bourbon. That's just a good whiskey.
Yeah, I like it. Well done for the rye. It's a unique rye for people that like stuff that's not predictable.
Yeah.
It's not your standard rye.
All right, here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
Oh, look, on the back of the label here, you have the signature. Bob Dylan, did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's cool. If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, steal a lover's heart.
If you drink,
may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.